because they respect that, because that means that Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda P and this is my YouTube channel. If you're here for the very first time, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and please do subscribe and turn on notifications to know whenever I post a new video. If you're returning, thank you so much for tuning in to watch. I appreciate each and every view. Okay, so today I'm filming without wine and I already regret the decision because it's just difficult and it just doesn't have that thing, you know. It's like it's really difficult, guys. Like, it's difficult. Okay, so today we're continuing the series that I began on rap culture last year, and today we'll be looking at degradation. So I explained what rap culture was in the previous video, but like for the sake of everyone being on the same page, I'm just going to repeat the definition so that we're all clear on what we're talking about and we're all, like, you know, at the same level. So rap culture is beliefs or actions that normalize violence against women. Okay, the way the rape pyramid works is that actions and beliefs that are at the bottom, that seem inherently innocent, that seem harmless, actually support and perpetuate the ones at the very, very top of the pyramid. Yeah, so that's how rape culture is. So actually that's what rape culture is. Oh my goodness, my English. Anyway, so today we're moving forward, and we're looking at degradation, and we're going to learn on each and everything that falls under degradation, to see how it affects women, to see what exactly it is and how it just perpetuates violence against women. So the first thing we're going to look at is catcalling. Now, a catcall is an act of shouting, sexually harassing, or sexually implicit statements to somebody who is walking or minding their own business. It happens in almost every public space. When you're about to get on a bus, there are those call boys that might harass you. When you're walking down the street and you find a group of men, more often than not, you're going to be catcalled. You'll be told to like smile, that you're pretty, or it falls under so many things, but like the inherent thing is that all those statements that are made, shouted, actually are unwanted, and they make women very uncomfortable. Actually, a simple task such as buying airtime becomes daunting because you're thinking of like the groups of men you're going to meet, the groups of people who are going to shout obscenities at you, and it's very disrespectful and it's very uncomfortable. It's such a shame that even little girls, you know, like actually experience it. Women and girls go through this like at every single age, regardless of how they're dressed, and it's a very sad state, to be honest. It's a very sad occurrence. What I noticed about catcalls is that whenever I'll be walking down the street with a man, I'd get significantly less catcalls than I would have if I had been alone, and that just makes me sad because it means that on my own, like, men do not respect me enough to really just like let me be. I have to be with a man for me to be granted the respect that is due to me as a person, and it just makes me really sad, and it's a horrible thing. Honestly, it's really horrible. The next one we're going to look at is unsolicited dick pics. For this one, I really have no energy because it's a gross violation, to be honest, because nobody wakes up on a random day and says, oh my goodness, I wish someone could send me a dick pic. Like, you know, say no one ever. Like, it's really horrible, and it's harassment, to be honest. You cannot flash your body to somebody on the internet. Like, you can't. It's very, very uncomfortable, to be honest. Sometimes, and most of the time actually, it's a random stranger, you know, someone you've never spoken to, who sends it, and it's like, what is the motive really? Like, are you like vying for the most gross person ever? Like, are you vying to like discuss someone? Like, what really is the motive, and what do you hope to achieve? Because as soon as you receive an unsolicited dick pic, the next move is to block the person. So are you looking to be blocked? I feel like there's better ways to do that. You could like be the first one to block them so they can block you back, other than like send them an unsolicited dick pic. It's the most gross thing ever, and like, just don't do it, honestly. Like, no, don't. It's very uncomfortable. The next one we're going to look at is revenge porn. Now, revenge porn is the act of distributing explicit videos or photos of somebody without their consent. Now, this usually happens like whenever it actually the main perpetrators are usually like ex-lovers, yeah. You're in a relationship and you're sexting or whatever. You send nudes to this person, and once the relationship ends, you find your nudes online, posted anonymously or by the person, even like with their chest. And it's a very uncomfortable thing to go through, and it's actually against the law. You cannot do that. It's a horrible thing, honestly. And it's usually done to embarrass the victim, you know, or to like limit their opportunities, or to just tarnish their name. And it's a very horrible thing. And what I find the most disturbing about revenge porn is the fact that everyone is so complicit whenever it happens, you know. You find that whenever there's a leak, or whenever like pictures have been posted online, you find that everyone is asking for them, you know. People are in the comments saying, oh my god, send me this video, have you seen this video, discussing it. And it begs the question to say, why do you want that much ownership over another person? You know that the person who is in those pictures or videos is actually a victim and does not want those pictures distributed. But why are you actually contributing to that, you know? Like, what gives you the right to actually have that much access over a person? And just because they've leaked does not mean that everybody has to see them. I know you feel like it's, oh no, it's fair game because now everyone has seen them, but you taking part in it is actually part of the problem, you know? Like, check yourself, you know? Like, you cannot get that much excited over someone's body being violated. Like, it's very, very upsetting, and it's actually very concerning, to be honest. So the next one we're going to look at is groping. And to grope someone is to touch them in order to get sexual pleasure, and it's done without consent. This one happens a lot in public spaces. Women are very prone to be groped, and you find that in bus stops, like in the club or at work. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. And most of the time, sometimes like men will actually gaslight women into thinking that it's not such a big deal, you know. You find that they'll give excuses to say, oh, you're looking pretty, you're looking whatever, I couldn't help myself. And honestly, that is no excuse, you know. It's very uncomfortable, because even years can pass like after something like that happens, but it would still be etched on your mind. Like, you still think about that gross violation that happened to your body. And it would really, really do us a great service if like men stop groping women, and women also stop like groping men without consent, because it's very disgusting, and it's actually a crime to do that. The last one we're going to look at is threats or stalking. So this one can be perpetrated by like literal strangers, or people you know, someone you've just broken up with. Most people tend to believe that after a breakup, one of the parties anyway tends to believe that they could still like prove themselves or work things out, and thus begins this cycle of like stalking, threatening the person in order to win them back. And it's very concerning, and it's actually very disturbing, because even though you think that you're trying to make a great, like a grand gesture by like constantly calling someone, bombarding them with messages, contacting their friends, it's very scary to say the least. Because once someone cuts off access to you, you have to respect their boundaries. If someone has blocked you off WhatsApp, Twitter, or whatever, you have to respect that they do not want to have contact with you. Any other attempts to actually get their attention might annoy them or make them feel unsafe, and so you have to be wary of doing that. Like, just don't do it. You've been blocked. You have to like save your dignity, like have self-respect, and really just leave the person alone, to be honest. On the parts of stalking by a literal stranger, it's very scary, because every single day that you go out, you do not know like the people you might meet, you don't know the people who are observing you. And especially for women, it's very crazy, because you could literally just like have a daily routine of how you do things, like the routes that you use, and you find that there's someone who's been stalking you, who actually knows the times that you get home. And then this one day you turn around and like there's someone following you, and they're trying to like talk to you. And I think men think that it's a cute thing, or that they are putting effort or whatever, but it's actually very terrifying, you know. Like, don't do it, honestly. Like, if you have to speak to a random stranger, please ask for consent. Like, ask if they're actually comfortable enough to speak to you. Because even if your intentions are good, whenever a stranger walks up to you to say something, like red flags and like alarm bells just go off in your head, and you do not want to be that person that like terrifies others in the street. Honestly, like, you do not. So those are a few of the activities that go under degradation. And the main point in this is that really just leave women alone, let them exist freely, and allow them to go on to do their daily activities without feeling threatened, without feeling unsafe, and without feeling like we have to like watch our backs and everything. Because the privileges that you enjoy every single day, we also deserve them, you know. We also deserve the right to safety, you know, the right to not be groped, the right to not be touched, to be called in an obscene manner. We deserve that as well. And it would be really, really good if like you just respected us, to be honest. So to conclude the topic on degradation, I just want to say that if you're guilty of any of these activities or acts that we've discussed, or if you're one of those people that actually shifts the blame, or that actually like downplays the severity of any of these things that we've discussed, I hope you've learned something, and I hope that you never like do it again. Like, please do not perpetuate any violence against women. This is our world too, and we deserve to live comfortably. We deserve to live without fear, and we deserve for every single person to respect our bodies and to just exist, really. Thank you for watching.